Dans Shararea.
Good. Hopefully this works. I think I need to get a new cord, y'all. I don't know. Um, it keeps like fritzing, like, oh, your microphone has been disconnected. It's still plugged in. It is not disconnected, my friend. No, it is not. Well, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome to Cardweaver and Witch, Grimoire of the Ever Unfolding. I don't know why I did it like that. Don't judge me or judge me a lot. That's fine. I'm so sorry. I've not been around the last couple of weeks, it feels. It's just it's just frustrating. I'm like set back so much. We had plumbing, like water, like pipes, stuff go on with like the shower. And so we had to have plumbers, and then things got delayed, and so like one day got turned into like 2 weeks. So yeah, I wasn't here because I was not able to do much of anything because of it, which is, whatever. It's not in my control, right? So it's what it is. It's what it is. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. And yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk like we do. Let's see. We are talking about the Nine of Pentacles Reversed today. And yes, the Nine of Pentacles Reversed. Yes, we will. Which, you know, we titled this what we title this? Beyond the Glitter, Real Wealth, and the Nine of Pentacles Reversed. Which I thought it was fun. I thought it was cute. And so, like, if we just take a look at the card, like, I feel upright. The card is this individual, and they're kind of like really, really enjoying what they've created, what they've cultivated, their growth, right? They're enjoying the fruits of their labor. Reversed, however, I feel like even if you look at the body language here, like reversed, I feel they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, as they say. They're trying to keep up with whatever appearances that they put out there. They have their hand on all these other pentacles, these other coins, and they're actually looking back at the few that they really have. So it's like almost overextending resources, over investing our money, physical stuff, over like running your body to empty, right, on E. And so there's all of that stuff that we do, that we must consider when we are talking about the Nine of Pentacles Reversed. The first talking point, or first key insight here, is the Nine of Pentacles Reversed challenges us to reconsider what truly defines success. Often we link our self-worth to material wealth and the approval of others. This card prompts us to question these associations and reminds us that true value comes from within, not from our financial status or possessions. And so when this card pops up for us, or for clients, whatever, this can be a situation in which we're trying to fit into a mold by not being who we are. So maybe, and we see it a lot like in high school with children. They're, they can't, they're the reality is, like, it is expensive to live, it is expensive to simply exist, and so, like, to keep up in the world of the teenager, or even younger now. It's like, oh, we want the latest new phone, right? And it's like, that's like a couple thousand, like, that's a lot, that's a lot of investment for some. And so it's like, yeah, no. And then they throw a fit and blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, well then, I'm not going to be seen a certain way. And we see that a lot, like, not just that's just the perfect example, but we see that a lot, like, within with just within life. We're trying to achieve something, and we're pretending to be something that maybe we aren't. And that's something that we need to consider. This aspect is self-worth and materialism, and we have to recognize, and it's important for us to recognize, that our self-worth is not based on what others say about us. So having these cool clothes, or having the latest trends, or whatever it is, like, who are we trying to impress? Like, and why are we trying to impress them? Like, we are worthy of the position that we're in. We are worthy, we are capable, we are skilled. And so it is so important for us to recognize that those skills, that worthiness, is not going to change based on, putting ourselves in extreme debt. That's going to make things worse. And so I feel like it is so important with this nine. And you can see, like, the nine in their positioning, they're looking to the left, they're looking back, and they're kind of like positioned towards the past. And it's like, ugh, I want to impress my past. Maybe it's like, I want people, it's kind of like when you're going to, I guess, a high school reunion, and maybe you're not where you'd like to be. It's kind of like Romeo and Michelle. Like, I invented post-its, and really they didn't, but they had a life that they loved for themselves, they enjoyed the life that they cultivated. But when they got to their high school reunion, they're like, oh, made this big old story to fit in. Um so I know I'm talking about that aspect a lot, but I think it's important to be mindful of. And so practical applications to address the card: personal development. Invest time and resources into personal growth activities like education, hobbies, or self care that enhance self worth independently of financial status. So I think that, when this card comes up, it's like, oh, we might be trying to keep up with something, for what? Not for ourselves, but for other people. And who are these people anyways? And so I think when we sort of like reprioritize ourselves, and we say, you know what, I'm going to invest in personal development, whatever that may be, then we're investing our resources into building a better self, building and strengthening, maybe our body, or the foundation in which we build upon, or our life, whatever it is. It's important that we recognize, like, oh, instead of investing my money and resources into having the latest gadget to impress a coworker, I'm going to use that money to invest into myself and to do something that I love. And when I do something that I love, when I invest into myself, I build myself up, I feel better, and I enjoy myself more. And so that money, that investment, is well worth it, because I'm not simply trying to improve or impress anybody. I'm simply trying to be me and enjoy who I am. And I think that really sets a tone, right? Let me get a little sip of coffee. Reflect daily. Reflect daily. Spend a few minutes each day reflecting on achievements that are not linked to financial gain, such as relationships, personal milestones, or skills mastered. This is another cool aspect of the card. So when this card comes up, you know what? I don't have to spend money. I don't have to spend these resources. Let me look at things that I've already done, that I have achieved, that are not linked to like financial gain. I've created a really healthy, really great relationship. I've set a goal out to experience this, and I actually experienced it. Or I set a goal out for myself to walk 10 miles by this date, and I'm doing that on the regular, and I got it done sooner. That's real. That's an accomplishment. That's awesome. It's amazing. And so I've perfected, like, instead of buying that new phone that's going to, depreciate, and to lose its value, I invested into a skill that was going to help me, when I go up for that raise, or is going to help me in life to better serve my community, or whatever it is. Reflect daily when this card comes up on things that, you've accomplished, achieved, that you've had personal, like, goals set and met, that can help remind you that you don't have to purchase anything to improve, or to impress, or to express that you are worthy. um Set non-material goals. Create goals that are not financially driven, but rather focus on emotional or spiritual fulfillment, such as strengthening family bonds, volunteering, or achieving personal health goals. It also blends the physical, like, pentacle energy as well. And so, like, set non-material goals, set physical goals for yourself, set mundane, like, applicable things in this reality, in your reality that you live in. Set goals that don't have to do with making money, or wasting money. Focus on those things. Maybe doing yoga, maybe doing, whatever it is. Find something and set those goals, so you can, like, again, eventually reflect upon and really be proud of yourself, right? Um the second, like, key insight is of the Nine of Pentacles reverse is the hustle trap, work and an obsession. The hustle trap, yes. This card serves as a caution against the modern glorification of the hustle. I used to, like, we get trained, you get brainwashed almost. The hustle, I'm good at hustling. I don't like being good at hustling. I mean, I can, but, like, it's also something I feel like we don't need to be proud of. We can if we like, but, like, the hustle, I feel like the hustle is like a struggle, and I don't like that, and I'm not impressed by that energy. I don't embrace that energy, because I'd like to not have to struggle. I'd like to not have to hustle. This card serves as a caution against the modern glorification of the hustle and continuous labor. It warns us of the risk of overworking, such as burnout and a life imbalance. Let's reflect on finding a healthier approach where work complements our lives rather than consuming them. So important. Like, there's nothing wrong with working. There's nothing wrong with working. But, like, I feel, especially if I think a lot of times for those who are self-employed, employed, what I say like that, I don't know. But for those of us who are self-employed, we don't have a regular 9 to 5, and we might not make, it's very easy to get into the hustle trap, because you have a certain amount of money that you have to make every day, every week, every month. And a lot of times clients uh don't respect the work that we do, even in, like, tarot services and the spiritual communities, especially the special spiritual communities. But, like, they don't respect the work that we do. You think they would, but not really. And so, like, people can pay late, or they can say, you know what, I decided not to do this. And it's like, but I can't decide not to pay rent. I can't decide not to, like, pay my bills. I can't do that. You wouldn't do that to your car people, right? And because they're going to repo your car. But a lot of times when people are self-employed, we get that a lot. And so we get into that hustle trap where we have to, like, really make sure we go here, we take care of this, and we bring all this in. And it's a lot. It's overwhelming, and it does lead to burnout. And so with the Nine of Pentacles reverse, it's just being mindful that obsessing also is not good for us. And so trying to find a balance where we enjoy and love the work that we do, but we're also compensated for it in a healthy way, and we don't have to keep um chasing that next 5 cents, truly. um and so then we get into establishing work boundaries. Clearly define your working hours and stick to them. Um, that I still struggle with that. Uh, but I've been better, like I really struggle with that. I used to just like take clients at any given moment, late into the evening, which that's not really great for my personal life. That's not really great for my life. Like I have to put my life on hold when I'm like reading for people at midnight my time. And so it's like clearly define your working hours and stick to them. Use tools like autoresponders. Y'all, you don't those of you know who know, like autoresponders and me are not, we have a challenge, a challenging relationship. Or do not disturb modes on communication devices to protect your personal time. Very well and handy. Absolutely. um like I said, I used to read for people at late. For me, I used to do healing sessions and all this late, like midnight my time, or even like 7 my time. It's like, no, I started to cut that off. Like, no, these are the hours of service. This is what I can do. I can no longer. But I have like I will like, you're gonna pay me more if you want a reading like instantaneous, like immediate, like really fat, like faster. If you want to put like a fast speedy charge on that, or if you want a weekend date, I do charge for that now. I used to not, because I was scared, like I can't do that. But now I'm like, but at what cost? And I think that we all can understand that, at what cost. And even a 9 to 5, y'all, I don't know how to say this like without it sounding terrible, but like our 9 to 5s don't care. They're a business. They are a business that just doesn't care about work. I don't feel like any 9 to 5 really cares about their workers, maybe, or employees, I should say. Maybe the people in charge, rarely. I have found that that's the case, but sometimes people in charge, sure, yes, depending on what it is. But like, as a corporation, even like bigger businesses, they don't care. You're a body to make them more and for you to still struggle. And so like establishing work boundaries is so important. um my manager would be like, hey, I need you to come in a little early. Am I getting paid for it? No. Okay, no. Or hey, can you come in on this day? Or hey, can you cover this shift? Am I getting paid extra for this? No. Then no. Because the hourly rate in which you're paying me, and then what it means on my body, on my mental faculties, what it's taking from me, my life, it's there's not an even exchange. And so, as much as I would love to show up, I have to be compensated. I can't just last minute show up. And for what? I don't get appreciated. Um, I'm told that's just my job. So I shouldn't, there's no reason to get excellent marks, because that's just the job you're supposed to do. And so I feel like establishing work boundaries is so important. Like, don't call me on my days off. Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, if we have a meeting, it's during work time, or you're paying me for after work time, and it's not just going to be a regular hour, like hourly wage. It has to be more. Like, otherwise, no, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like it's so important for us to establish work boundaries. Schedule regular breaks. Integrate short breaks throughout your workday to prevent burnout. Use this time for activities that relax or rejuvenate you, such as a walk, meditation, or a casual chat with friends. This is something that's also important when we're working, especially with this card, because we're like, oh my god, what, maybe we want to impress the whoever, but like we're also setting ourselves up for failure in the long run. And I've like, a lot of people don't take breaks, and then when you don't take breaks, your higher ups in a 9 to 5 at least take advantage of that. Then when you do take breaks, they look down on you for it. And so it's like, but you're not paying me, you're not, you know what I mean? You're I'm allotted so many breaks for however many minutes, and so I'm going to take them. And a lot of times, like, I got to a point where, oh my gosh, somebody needs help, I'll go out there. And it got to a point where I recognized, like, that's not respected. Yeah, I'm not, that's not respected. It's expected. And I'm like, this is my break. And so I would be like, oh, I'm on my break. Well, I need your help. No, I'm on my break. You can wait 5 more minutes. I will help you then. But I'm on my break. You're the manager. You should know how to do this. And stuff like that. Does that make sense? And so it's important to, again, establish work boundaries, schedule regular breaks to sort of like decompress a little bit throughout your workday, and connect with what needs to be renewed, and go on. Pursue leisure activities, regularly engage in leisure activities that have nothing to do with work or productivity. Whether it's reading for pleasure, gardening, or crafting, these activities should help balance the scale against work centric daily life. And like I said, this card in reverse, it can be that hustle trap where it can be like, oh, we're just going to do work, 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 work. And we don't, and I still struggle with this as a self employed person. I still struggle with this. But like, it's so important to decompress. It's so important to do things that are not work related, and to enjoy yourself and to find that balance. So when this card comes up, we recognize these are things that we have to process. Where am I like obsessing in my life about the physical stuff, and how can I like take a break? How can I schedule break in? How can I do something that I enjoy that is not associated with this work or this type of work? And then the third key insight or talking point for the day, the last talking point, is illusions of grandeur, living beyond our means, living beyond our means. In a society that often equates success with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, or success with excess, sorry. So in a society that often equates success with excess, the Nine of Pentacles reversed urges us to live authentically and within our means. It highlights the peril of lifestyle inflation and the importance of cultivating a sustainable existence that truly reflects our values and real financial circumstances. Recognize where you're at. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Like, that's one thing that I've learned so much, is like, there is no shame in wherever you are in your life, especially like financially. If you can't afford something, don't try to afford it. Don't force yourself to put like, I'm not going to eat for 5 weeks and I'm going to buy this. Like, no, you need to take care of yourself. You need to make sure that you have your priorities right. And we need to recognize that, like, there's no shame. We all have ups and downs, ebb and flow. We all have struggled, and we will not always live there. We will not always live in the struggle. And so right now it might be frustrating where like, I can't afford what I want. I really want this, and what am I going to do? But it'll come back. We will find it. If it's meant for us, we will find it, and it will find us. And so I feel like the importance of this card is like learning to live within our means, instead of like living in this illusory experience where, hey, I'm living it up, and it's like, no, I'm miserable because I'm trying to keep up an image that I can't sustain. It's not sustainable for me. Um and be authentic with yourself. And if you have people around you who are going to judge you because you can't afford something, well, fuck them. Sorry, but like not sorry. You don't need that. Like who are they? Honestly, who are they? If they're gonna judge you because you can't afford something, you need better friends. You need better people around you, or you need to have hard conversations with these people because it's not fair. Especially if we haven't given them the opportunity to actually experience the real us. Maybe we need to have that talk. So when this card comes up, we need to budget with honesty. Let me get a little sip, okay? So when this card comes up, we need to budget with honesty. Create a budget that reflects your actual income and lifestyle needs, avoiding the temptation to inflate your lifestyle to match perceived social expectations or to mirror others' spending habits. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm like doing that for myself. I've talked about it. Like I am so invested right now in doing what I can to train herbally, learn more about herbalism, herbal medicine, applications, all of that. That is a priority for me. And so I recognize, like, oh, there's things that I need to let go of. A lot of subscription services, like, gone. And it's a lot of money, a lot of money for what? One show on every different platform, not worth it. So it's like Disney Plus, Hulu, Peacock, AMC Plus, or whatever it is, Max, all of it gone. I think I still have Netflix, but like everything else, and for what? I don't know why I keep Netflix. But anyways, like all of it, all that my Audible subscription gone because I don't really need it right now. The that extra money, even if it's a little bit, it adds up in the long run, and so gone. I You all hear me talk about my I love the Elder Scrolls Online. I love my Xbox. I love that game a lot. I do, and it helps me decompress. But I was paying for the Elder Scrolls Online. I was paying for X the you have to have a live subscription in order to play it. So that's where they get you. And so I was paying quite a bit. Saved me probably $600 a year. Breaking it down, maybe it's not a lot, but $600 a year is $600 I can go towards paying off a loan. And so there's all these little things. I looked at my budget, I looked at what I was doing, and I recognized, like, you know what? I want to do differently. And so I'm selling my Xbox. So if anyone wants to buy an Xbox Series S, um, I'm selling my Xbox. I'm selling it. I'm trying to sell it. The Xbox with a keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard. A few games, controllers. Uh, because I recognize that money can go towards what I need. You know, I don't need an Xbox. I like it, but I don't need it. See what I'm saying? And so having an honest conversation with ourselves about budget, resources is important, and there's no shame in it. And it's like I don't feel any type of way. Like I don't feel like inferior or bad for doing what I'm doing. I feel good about it because I'm showing the universe, like, you know what, this is important to me. This is what I want. And so I can fit that into my budget. I can let go of these excess things. Book of the month gone. It's fine. um Cultivate contentment. Practice gratitude and appreciation. So practice gratitude, appreciation, and contentment with what you have. Regularly list things you are grateful for that do not require monetary investment, like health, community, or natural beauty. Hey, we're all naturally beautiful, yes. But yeah, I think that with this card, it's so important for us to focus on what we love, what we're grateful for, what we appreciate about ourselves, about our life experience, about our skill sets, about whatever it is that doesn't have a monetary investment or require a monetary investment. So we can train ourselves that it's not always about that money. We can enjoy things without money being attached, and learning that because I appreciate and love these things, I recognize like the money that is going into these other spaces are not necessary right now for me. And then and then we choose things accordingly, right? And then avoid, last talking point or practical application, avoid impulse purchases. um Avoid impulse purchases. Implement a waiting period like 48 hours or so before making non-essential purchases. This delay can help you decide whether it's a true need or just a momentary desire influenced by external pressures. Like, do I really want this? Do I really, really want this? Let me think about it. Let me think about like the investment to get this. Is it worth it? Am I going to utilize it? Is it beneficial to my life? What I'm focused on, right? Let me think. Let me think. Is it going to help me? Is it going to hinder me? Is it going to prevent me from doing things I enjoy? So avoid impulse purchases. So, whew, with that being said, that's kind of where we're at with the nine of Pentacles, the nine of coins reversed, and it's the second decan of Virgo, which I do believe. Let me make sure. I think it's Venus. Um, yep. So Venus and Virgo. Um, And so Virgo's like what, mutable earth, so earth energy. There's a Venus energy, very I enjoy the pleasures of life and I want the things, but earth is also like, but let's maybe ground this out. Let's be serious about this. Let's kind of see if this is necessary or not necessary. And so I can see that sort of like what is it, that the ebb and flow, the tug and all that with this. And really, our self-worth it goes beyond. We need to focus like our self-worth on things we love about our life, but aren't attached to money or aren't attached to like work. um we need to be mindful of living beyond our means right now. When this card comes up in a reading, or in a personal reading or whatever, we need to find a balance. We need to look to find a balance with work and play. That's another thing that comes up with this card. And know that it's just important to be grounded, because we can think we're succeeding and we're not, and that's something to be very, very mindful of. Surround ourselves with honest people, truth tellers, that will help us, tell us that news that is maybe a little harsh, but what we need to witness. Um so that was a lot, I know. I hope that you can take something from this. If you're watching a recording of this later on, please do comment. Please do let me know that you enjoy this, or you take something from these. But yeah, I shall. Thank goodness, the construction stuff in our home is done for now. So I should be back tomorrow with another video. Thank you again. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.